What's going on, everybody? It is Zach here, back again, and we are only, actually, let me check the exact number of days. I think it's less than 6 weeks now. Yeah, 39 days to go until my bodybuilding debut here in Dallas, Texas. And I'm freaking nervous, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm pretty nervous. I've got like a million things I've been thinking about, and I want to share them with you guys. But I actually had to put notes in for this one because I was like, okay, I've been so like in my head, thinking about all the decisions I'm making and stuff like that. And so I was like, all right, let me refine it down. So first thing I'm gonna talk about, of course, diet. That's the biggest one, especially when you're prepping for a show. I am pretty low on calories now. It's nothing crazy. I'm just over 2,000. I think right now Chronometer has me at 2,061 calories. And so that's with, I think, moderate activity, or I think it's high activity level. So, because I do lift 5 to 6 days a week. And then I started about 3 weeks ago. I started doing 25 minutes of cardio each session just to bump that fat loss up a little bit, just ramp it up a little. So instead of losing 1 pound of body fat per week, I'm looking at losing a pound of body fat every 5 to 6 days. So I'm kind of shaving off a day and a half to 2 days from the fat loss. And it's definitely working. I'm noticing the difference. Obviously, the weight's been tracking down. I'm down. This morning I was 165.5, and I'm hoping my goal weight is to get down at or maybe a pound or two below 160. I feel at that weight I should be able to show off the size and symmetry properly. Like, that should be enough conditioning. I don't think I'm going to be quite as conditioned as I would like to be. And that's just, that's on my part, just not starting the prep early enough, or I guess technically starting the prep with a little bit more fat tissue than I would want to start the prep with. But it's my first ever show. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm working with. I want to work within reality. I'm not out here trying to live in delusion. So I'm just looking at things as they are. Try not to be too hard on myself. But that's kind of where we're at with the diet. Just over 2,000 calories. Proteins, I'm usually hitting like 1.1 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. So like the way I have it set right now, it's at 168 grams is my target weight. So that's 3 more grams per pound. But then just because of my food selection, I usually end up around 170 to 185, somewhere in there. So doing good on the proteins. Fats are hovering around like 115 to 150 per day. Usually, like on my rest days, I'll have more carbs because the next day, the first day of my microcycles is a leg day. And that's like today I did high bar back squat, reverse Nordic curls, and calf raises. And leg day just cooks you, man. Like whenever I wear heart rate monitors from Polar, and like today, let's see, 500. It says I burned 554 calories. It's probably not totally accurate, but the leg days just cook me. So I try to carb up a little bit just so I have a little more oomph during those sessions. But the diet's actually pretty chill. I'm not super hungry. The only times I really notice that I'm like, oh my God, like I'm starving is when I wake up in the morning. Obviously I'm fasted, so I'm super hungry. That's like another point I have on here is how much of my relationship suffering. And thankfully, not very much. My wife is a fantastic person, and she has really helped me rein in a lot of the thoughts and feelings and hunger and like the difficulties I'm dealing with. She's really helped me along the way with that. So I'm super lucky to have her. But yeah, not super duper hungry. Just like I said, in the mornings, or if I end up staying late, like if the next day is a rest day, and like, you know what I mean, I want to stay up, play some Escape from Tarkov or Minecraft or watch a movie or whatever. Then I'll start getting hungry towards like 10, 11, 12. By like midnight, I am starving. I'm like, okay, I have to go to bed or I'm going to eat something. So I've been strict. I haven't deviated from my diet. The last time I even had something that wasn't made by me was, I mean, obviously I don't make protein powders, but I think you guys probably understand what I'm saying. Is on Father's Day, I had a meal. It like totally threw my weight off. I gained like 3 pounds, and I accounted. I like carved out space for the calories, but you know, they put those calories on dishes at restaurants and stuff. But guys, there's no way to really confirm that. You know, who's to say there's not an extra tablespoon of oil in there? Well, that's like 100 something calories of fat. You know what I mean? That's big. That's a lot of calories. You know, that could be the difference between losing fat that day and maintaining or even gaining a little bit of fat. So I haven't been out to eat, haven't been touching anything, been super strict with it, and I'm really loving the progress. Like I said, I am nervous that I'm not going to be as lean as I want to be, but just from the way that things are looking over the past 2 to 3 weeks, I'm leaning out. The serratus, like there's very little skin left around the ribs and the top 4 abs. I've just got that little pouchness down at the bottom that I'm trying to dump off. Of course, fat hanging around the legs, glutes, and then like upper hip area. People call them love handles. Those areas, of course, those are like my holdouts. So I'm sticking with it. I'm going to stick with the program. I think I might up my cardio. Instead of 25 minutes, I'm going to do 30 minutes per day. Actually, starting today, that goes into effect because it's the beginning of the microcycle. Like I said, had legs this morning. So I'll do that. That should get me closer to like a pound every 5 days, which means 6 more pounds, which should get me to like 158, 159 for show day. At 158 or 159, man, I should be pretty dang lean, because if you guys saw my getting interested in bodybuilding series, I've got 2 parts out right now. The first part was like my origin stories in high school and, you know, getting interested in fitness and stuff like that and bodybuilding. And then in the Marine Corps, I actually did like a full-on prep, although it was not well put together. I just copied someone else's macros and calories, and anyone who knows about planning and fitness and stuff is probably like face palming because of that. But I was a young lad, wanted to get shredded, and I did get shredded. And the reason I'm talking about that is because I was like 162 on that video that I've put, that video clip from me in Okinawa, Japan. I was like 162, and I know for sure I have more muscle now than I did then. So at like 158, 159, I should be pretty dang shredded. And then on top of that, the tan will just make everything pop better. So either way, I'm not sweating it. This is where I'm at in life. You know, this is the events just keep happening. You know, you can't stop, pause time, go back and redo stuff. So I find it healthier for my psyche and for my well-being to accept things as they are and then plan for the future going forward. And so my plan is to just up the cardio a teeny bit. I'm not messing with the calories. I'm gonna stay at a dietary deficit of 500 calories plus the 200 to 250 calories I'm burning from the cardio. That's a steep deficit, but I don't want to pull too much food out because one of my big goals for this first prep is to not shed off a bunch of muscle mass. Like, I don't want to drop my calories super low and then start like, oh, I'm losing weight, but it's muscle tissue, which is the opposite of what you want to show when you're preparing for a bodybuilding competition. So I'm not going to mess with the calories. I'll up the cardio a little bit. What else do we have on here? Oh, posing. So I got my posing routine. I had some elaborate one going on with props and stuff before, but you know, it's my first show. I kind of came to the decision or the I guess the decision that I'm not going to do some fancy schmancy posing routine. I got like 4 poses I want to hit. I've got a nice slow beat that I can hit them to. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of like electronic dance type deal. It's pretty neat. But yeah, I got the posing routine down, and then the actual posing practice is going well. I think I've got an idea of how I should be making the shapes, what it should be looking like. Shout out to Michelle Welcome, who's like partnered up with OCB. She's a posing coach. I went to her clinic, I think it was June 21st, at the Epic, which is actually the venue for the show I'm going to compete in. She was super helpful, gave me some good ideas to think about, also highlighted the importance of mobility, which is not something that I had considered before when it comes to posing, but it totally makes sense. You know, if your body's all super tight and wound up, it's going to be hard to turn and angle your body in the correct way without like cramping and having pain. So I've been incorporating mobility techniques from Becoming a Supple Leopard. Oh my gosh, I'm proverbially kicking myself for not remembering the gentleman's name that wrote that. Gosh, what's his name? I can't remember. I'm going to throw up a text in here. I'll look it up after I'm done recording and pop a text in here so you guys know which book I'm talking about. It's great, man. He has mobility. I know some of the smashing stuff and the rolling out, I know it's kind of lost favor, but it does help, and I've noticed a difference in my lifts too, just being able to hit ranges of motion more comfortably. But yeah, guys, episode 64, we're just over a month out. I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all later on.